afternoon. Here is the news at 4. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu advocates tech-driven approach to Lagos history presentation. United Nations earmarks $6 million to support Borno flood victims. On the foreign scene, Facebook owner Meta bans Russian state media network for allegedly using deceptive tactics to influence operations on its platforms. And in sport, Manchester City midfielders have likely industrial action by leading footballers to congestion. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Of technology in preserving the city's rich cultural and historical heritage and in ensuring its longevity for future generations. The governor stated this during a symposium organized by the Lagos State Records and Archives Bureau, LASRAB, with the theme Lagos, Bridging Knowledge and Unraveling History. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who was represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Abimbola Salihonde, urged stakeholders and history enthusiasts at the symposium to explore innovative methods for engaging younger generations with the city's history to avoid the dissemination of untrue and distorted facts about the state. He stressed the importance of inclusivity in shaping the narrative of Lagos, urging collaboration between public and private sectors, civil society and communities. The governor also highlighted the ongoing story of Lagos involves everyone, making it essential to approach its history with objectivity, inclusivity, and passion. Earlier, Director General of LASRAB, Tonyo Ogunlana, noted that the symposium was instrumental in dissecting the historical, colonial, and socio-political influences that have shaped Lagos into what it is today. The Lagos State government says it will no longer condone or accept people encroaching on government properties, land, and setbacks, warning that all the illegal activities along the waterfront schemes and corridor must come to an end immediately. Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Yakundayo Alebioshu, gave the warning as the state government issued contravention notices to over 280 illegal property owners and occupiers in the Mayegun waterfront scheme located in the Tiosa local government area of the state. Alebioshu noted that the state government will not relent in its effort to protect the state waterfront schemes and infrastructure while ensuring the safety of life and properties along the coastal area of the state. He urged the property owners to voluntarily remove their structures before the expiration of the contravention notices served on them or come forward to regularize their document if they have any to avoid penalty. General Manager of Lagos State Parking Authority, LASA, Adebisi Adelabu, has met with representatives of the restaurant, cafe, bar, and club RCBC Association to address concerns regarding the state parking policy's impact on the hospitality sector. During the meeting, Adelabu reassured attendees of the government's commitment to the policy, which aims to tackle indiscriminate parking and ease traffic congestion. She acknowledged the significant role of the hospitality sector in the state's traffic and parking management, emphasizing the need for collaboration and support. Adelabu addressed concerns about overlapping jurisdictions and local government interference, and also clarified that the state's government has established a strategic partnership with local government and local council development areas to ensure no disturbances over parking levies. She noted that some hospitality businesses have failed to comply with building regulations by not including sufficient parking for customers, adding that LASPA offers a 6-month grace period for companies to address parking shortfalls and provides guidance on solutions. Now to the rest of the stories. The United Nations has announced the sum of $6 million from the Nigeria Humanitarian Fund to support flood victims in Borno State. UN spokesperson Stefan Dujarric, in a news conference on Monday in New York, said a joint mission comprising UN agencies and NGOs alongside the Nigeria Red Cross Society visited the main city of Maiduguri over the weekend. Dujarric said they met with people who had been impacted. Many of them had already been displaced multiple times by conflict and insecurity in the area. Dujarric said the staff of the UN Office of the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs were also working closely with donors to secure additional funding. A Lao Dam, located just over 10 miles to the south of Maiduguri, the capital of Borno State, collapsed on September 10, compelling hundreds of thousands of people to flee their homes. Akwa Ibom State Governor Umar Eno has announced the release of 6 billion naira to Ibom Air for the acquisition of 2 new Bombardier CRJ-900 aircraft. This move is part of the state effort to support the airline's expansion and improve air transportation in the region. Governor Eno made this announcement during a meeting with the socio-cultural organization Taiwo Baruwa Ibibio, where he emphasized the state ability to fund the project without external loans. In addition to the aircraft acquisition, Governor Eno revealed that 35 billion naira will be paid to beneficiaries of the backlog of gratuity arrears, but by the end of September, representing nearly 50% of the accumulated backlog. In foreign news, Facebook owner Meta says it is banning several Russian state media networks, alleging they use deceptive tactics to conduct influence operations and avoid detection on its platform. Russian state media outlets have come under increased scrutiny over claims they have tried to influence politics in Western countries. Meta's move marks an escalation in the world's biggest social media firm's stance towards Russian state media companies. 2 years ago, Meta took more limited measures to restrict the spread of Russian state-controlled media, including stopping the outlet from running adverts on its platforms and limiting the reach of their content. After the start of the war in Ukraine, Meta, like other social media platforms, complied with requests from the EU, UK, and Ukraine to block some Russian state media in those regions. In sport now, Manchester City midfielder Rodri has warned leading footballers could go on strike if clubs continue to face an over-expanding schedule. City, the 2023 Champions League winners, face Italian giant Inter Milan at the Etihad Stadium on Wednesday in their first match of the competition's new league phase. The expanded 36-team tournament, in which all clubs play 8 league fixtures, is a far cry from the original European Cup, which only featured reigning national champions. Spain star Rodri's comment echoed those of Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson, who said players were being ignored by football chiefs when it came to the issue of fixture congestion. City will also compete in an expanded Club World Cup at the end of the season. And that's it on the news at 4. But just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all of various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watchtowers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has emphasized the critical role of technology in preserving the city's rich cultural and historical heritage and in ensuring its longevity for future generations. The United Nations has announced the sum of $6 million from the Nigeria Humanitarian Fund to support flood victims in Borno State. We also told you that Facebook owner Meta said it is banning several Russian state media networks, alleging they use deceptive tactics to conduct influence operations and avoid detection on its platforms. Finally, in sport, Manchester City midfielder Rodri has warned leading footballers could go on strike if clubs continue to face an over-expanding schedule. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adesua Ejoyoka. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon and welcome to the return trip.